Welcome back to my channel. Greetings, everyone. This is Q, man. Hope everyone is doing well on this fine Wednesday. I had my workout today. I had my breakfast, had my first dose of medication, which was my coffee and my cigar. Guys, so I'm doing pretty good. We're going to experience a high today of 88, which we have already reached. It's a little overcast, but guys, don't let it fool you guys. That sun will still beat you up. So guys, I apologize. I was making this video earlier and the power went off, guys. And that's something that happens often here. But fortunately, my landlord, he has a really big generator. So the power is only out generally. I can count to 6. By the time I count to 6, everything comes back on. But the problem with that is this: when the power goes off, it knocks off the internet. And when it comes back on, the router has to boot back up. So the internet here is not the problem. If you have a good service, if you have the highest level of internet, you're good. Internet is not a problem. So people who are worrying about coming here, can you work? If you have a job online, will you be able to work? Yes, you will. The internet is not the problem. The problem is that the power goes out, and if you have a generator, it takes a few seconds it takes a few minutes for your router to boot back up. So guys, we're going to talk about the killing of this 15-year-old girl. But before we talk about that, guys, let's talk about this. And I really want to talk to my young people. My young people today, man. If someone comes to your house to fight you, and you're not interested in entertaining that, all you got to do is take you, your sister, your brother, your cousin, your friend in the house. Lock the door. Call the police if you need to, but you don't have to entertain that. Fights don't lead to anything good. It's a different story if you're in your neighborhood, if you're at the park, if you're at the store, and someone wants to fight you. I'm not even recommending you fight in those situations. Try your best to just leave when people are using fight talk to you, fight language. Get out of there. But if you got to fight, fight. Don't let nobody put their hands on you. Defend yourself long enough to get out of there so that you don't get hurt and that you don't hurt nobody else. But if you're at home, there's no excuses for fighting at your house when you can go in the house and lock the door, especially if there's some grown folk around. We've seen fights where grown folk are out there talking about beat our ass. Okay, so now, guys, let's stop that. Okay, now, just so happens, now let's talk about this. Let's say that there is a fight. If you go in a house and retrieve a weapon and introduce a weapon to that fight, now you stand a chance of getting some significant charges at a young age. Let's talk about the weapon in question. It was a knife, ladies and gentlemen. We know that a knife is a deadly weapon. It can cause severe bodily harm and it can cause death. So now you just became a criminal. A lot of charges can come with that. Felonies, attack with a deadly weapon, use of a deadly weapon, brandishing a deadly weapon, attempted murder. Guys, they put all those charges on black people. Every charge they could think of. There's some charges I don't know that if she wasn't murdered, she would have caught at 14 years old. And all felonies. She was going to prison. Okay? So now, let's talk about the officer. Okay? First thing I'm going to tell you guys is it's going to be a justified shooting because officers can use deadly force when he or she or someone is under threat of severe bodily harm or death. So he's going to get off. But here's my question, and it reminds me of when the 12-year-old Mr. Rice in the park playing with a toy gun. Within 4 seconds of getting out of that vehicle, that officer shot that boy and killed him. Guys, if that had been a white little boy, the officer wouldn't have got out the car with his weapon drawn. He would have had a conversation with him, asked him, why was he here? Where are your parents? Put that gun on the ground for me, okay? And he would have investigated and found out it was a toy gun. It's quite reasonable for a little boy of any color to be playing with a toy gun. Why would you think a 12-year-old little boy would be playing with a real loaded weapon? Okay. So now, I didn't say that to say this. I don't think that little white boys playing with toy guns should get treated the same way. I don't think a little white boy should get shot, but I just think it would have been a conversation with a little white boy. And I think the same thing would have happened if that officer rolled up on some little white girls fighting. Now, granted, he saw a fight. He didn't see a knife at first. He got out the car, gun pointed. From the body cam, you can see his gun out, pointing at people. The young lady with the knife came into the picture. She had one hand on the young lady holding her, and she had the knife in the other hand. Guys, I did not hear this officer yell, take control of the situation, drop the weapon, nothing. He shot her 4 times. Guys, I just don't believe in my heart, because we've seen people given additional time when dealing with the police who are white. He shot that young lady 4 times. Was he authorized in using deadly force? Yes. But guys, I believe he should have given the situation just a second longer, and he should have given her at least one command. I believe if that young lady who called the police would have heard him identify himself as a police officer and drop the weapon, which would have only taken seconds, I don't believe that young lady was a criminal. She's the one who called the police. I believe if she had heard the police was on the scene and heard him identify himself in a loud voice and say, drop that weapon, I believe that young lady would have dropped that knife. So guys, that's my 2 cents. There's currently 8 people in here, and we got 6 thumbs up, so I'm quite happy. And we're gonna go into the live chat, guys. Traveling Things with Profi says, what up, Q? What up, sir? Hope you are enjoying this fine Wednesday. I am doing well. Derek Wood says, police didn't yell Blue Lives Matter after he shot her. Man, Derek Wood, police didn't yell Blue Lives Matter after he shot her. I hear saying, Derek, but I'm not quite understanding it. I know it's a message in there, but do you think she should have been shot? I don't think she should have been shot. JX, I disagree on this one. He showed up with his gun holstered. There was already police there. All I'm saying is this, JX, and now I'm disagreeing with you. The body cam I saw, all we saw was the other people on the other side of the camera, the view of the camera, and we saw his weapon pointed and the other people. And then we saw his weapon pointed toward the young lady who had the knife. So there were no indication that there were weapons. This one officer, I don't know about the other officers, what they were doing. His gun was in the picture from the start. All he saw was people fighting. There was no need to pull out a gun and point it at people, but that's what cops do. They use their guns to make people do stuff. They use it. All you got to do is talk. They use their guns. You don't need a gun to break up a fight. Once you saw that weapon, I think it was time. But that young lady, he didn't see that knife immediately, or he would have been pointing at her. The first people he was pointing that weapon at were the young ladies who came into view, and one of them fell on the ground. They were fighting. Derek Wood, he did yell. I didn't hear it. Mr. Wilson says, "What's good, Q? If a cop can't disarm a 15-year-old girl of a knife, then he has no business being a cop, period." Unfortunately, bro, you right, but that's not what the law says. The law says you can use deadly force when you believe that yourself or someone else is at risk of severe bodily harm or death. And a knife can cause both of those things. So I'm not agreeing that he should have shot her that fast. I don't believe, bro. People get messed up trying to disarm people who have knives. A knife will kill you and hurt you. But I believe he had an obligation to get her attention. And as the one who called the police and wanted the police, I don't believe she would have stabbed that young lady knowing that the police was there. She called the police. Traveling Thing says she should not have been shot. She was far away and not a threat. He didn't have control of the situation. He just shot whomever in the distance that he had a clear shot like an animal. I don't agree with that. He was, she was not a threat to him, but she was a threat to the young lady that she was engaged with. And when I say engaged, she had the young lady like this, and she had the knife cocked back. So no, she was not a threat to the police officer that shot her, but she was a threat to someone else with that knife. So I don't agree with you there, brother. JX says if you watch the video, the fight was stopped for a second. Then they started fighting again. She was trying to stab the girl in the pink. Um, I don't have the ability to say what she was trying to do. She could, bruh. I'd have been holding somebody, telling them, "Look, man, if you don't stop, I'm gonna give you this business." Now, we don't know if she was saying that. We don't know if she was trying to calm her down. So why is it that the police can use their weapon to make us do something, but it's not possible that that young lady was holding this girl, telling her, "Look, stop." It's not possible. Isn't that possible, guys? That she probably did. I don't know, man. So I disagree with that. Derek Wood, you misunderstood me, bro. Bro, communication is a very difficult thing. It's very difficult to communicate and understand somebody fully from text messages. Okay. If we were sitting here having a conversation, we would completely understand each other perfectly. So, yes, I agree with you that if I don't understand what you're saying, it's a reason I don't understand. We texting. It takes a human element out of it when you texting something. When you texting, man. So yeah, I agree. I'm probably misunderstanding you, but um, I don't want to add nothing to it that I don't know. But I've had somebody in a position to where I was holding them, trying to calm them down before I gave them that smoke. That's all I'm saying. So I don't know if that young lady was going to stab that girl or not. I don't know if she was or not, but I know that if that had been Becky, Sally, and Samantha fighting, I don't think that I don't think the cop would have shot that young lady 4 times. That's all I'm saying. And I didn't hear any commands. Derek Wood says he yelled "Blue Lives Matter" after he shot her. Huh? Are you being facetious or serious? I'm thinking that's a joke. But I appreciate you, bro. Always supporting the channel, man. So guys, unfortunately, he's gonna get off. She's dead. But I want to talk to my young people, man. Derek Wood says that that that's what was reported. If that was reported, man, those are some circumstances that could maybe cause him to catch some charges, but his life wasn't in threat. That young lady who she had contact with, engaged with, that young lady stood a chance for bodily harm or death. But the officer, he was not under any threat. And I believe he could have yelled out something. Some of y'all said he did, but I'm gonna tell you right now, I think if he had identified himself on the scene, police dropped the weapon. I believe that young lady, since she was the one who called the police, didn't want that business, who wanted to stop, I think she would have, I think it could have given her just a little bit more time. But guys, if you came in late, I really want to say this, especially to my young people. Nothing good comes out of a fight. If someone comes to your house to fight you, all you got to do is go in the house. You, your sister, your cousin, your little friend, whoever come to fight y'all, go in the house. You don't have to entertain that. If you're at the park or the store, that's something different. I don't recommend you fighting in. If you can, run. But if you get to a point to where you have to defend yourself, go ahead and defend yourself to stop the attack and get home. But if you bring a weapon to a fight, now, ladies and gentlemen, if that young lady was not dead, she would be going to prison. A knife is a deadly weapon. So that's a felony assault. That's a felony attempted murder, because even if that young lady had no intention to murder no one, she would have caught those charges. So guys, fighting do not end well. It's nothing good out of it. One thing you know about a fight, either you or somebody else is going to get hurt or killed. It's not worth fighting, guys. And I bet you it was over YouTube, Facebook, or a boy. It's unfortunate. All those lives are messed up right now. Think about the mama. Think about the mama. Have you guys seen teenagers fighting and grown folks out there egging them on? You go beat her ass. You better get up. You better win. Okay, guys, I feel sorry for her mama and her siblings. Okay, guys. Derek Wood says, young people got nothing to prove and fight unless your life depends on it. Guys, I grew up, man, fighting. We fought a lot, man. But times were different back then. You fought. You won or you lost. No one went and got a brick, a knife, or a gun. Okay? If you got me this time, guess what? Next time I'm going to get you. We're going to keep fighting until I win. But that was back then. There's no need to be fighting today, guys. There's no need to be fighting. So, guys, I'm going to thank everybody who came in today. There's 9 people here now. We got 7 thumbs up, man. I appreciate y'all. I love y'all. And, man, it's happening far too often. Guys, in a week, I've made about 5 videos like this, guys. In about a week, I've made about 5 videos like this, okay? So, guys, I'm just going to go, man. Please like the video. If you haven't already, subscribe to my channel. Please subscribe. And if you think anyone could benefit from this content, guys, please share the video. Tell them about my channel. Share my content, guys, and I hope everyone enjoys the rest of your week. I'll holler at y'all later.